Hello, today's class is all about being able to move and stretch and building that mind-body connection postpartum. And this is cesarean birth approved. So the biggest thing is really building the connection to the body again and being able to heal the core and the pelvic floor. You're going to have to start with that. The best way to start with that is proper breathing. So we are going to start on our backs. What you're going to do is come onto your side. Just take your time getting down here. And then when you're ready, roll onto your back. We're going to take our hands into a diamond shape. Fingertips touch and the thumbs touch, just placing that in the lower belly. So your pointer fingers will be about your pubic bone and your thumbs will be about your belly button. Now just begin to deepen your breath slightly, seeing if you can breathe and inhale, expanding that area into the palm. And then as you exhale, that area slightly moves away from your fingertips. Seeing how far down you can sense your inhale. And then how much you can contract the exhale. So as you exhale, you might squeeze and lift through the pelvic floor. There might be a little tilt in the lower hips. And maybe your hip bones close together slightly. So this is a great class to begin around your 10-week mark. But this is really just up to you and knowing when you are able to start movement and bringing in stretching back into your life. This is a low effort class, so great place to start when you do think that you're ready. Now go ahead and slide the hands to the hips. We're going to still begin our inhale and exhale. As we inhale, I want you to have an arch in your lower back, so you should be able to slide these hands underneath your back. And then as you exhale, scooping the pelvis, tailbone coming towards the ceiling, squeezing the lower core. Inhale, arch the back, tailbone goes into the mat. Exhale. Exhale out, squeeze the core, squeeze the pelvic floor. Inhale, relax it all. So we're exaggerating this arch and tuck to begin with. You should have a little bit of squeeze in your glutes as you tuck as well. Really working with our natural breath to target that core and to bring connection back into the core. Now go ahead and just start to lessen the arch. Until you're almost not even moving at all. So natural breathing, this is the way that our pelvis should move. A little bit of a gentle rock. Inhaling, the hips come forward. Exhale, they scoop underneath. Now we're going to move into a hip lift. So as you exhale, scoop the hips, press them up, and maybe you squeeze the glutes tight, but you're not going to come too far to begin with. And then inhale, just lower right back down. Exhale, squeeze the glutes, lift the pelvis, and then lower. Maybe you lift a little bit further, making sure those knees are squeezing in so they're not opening up wide. Your big toes are staying grounded. And release one more time here. See how far you can press up, squeezing the glutes, knees hugging in, and release down. Awesome. Let's go ahead and take the right knee, hug it into your chest, and take a moment to roll the ankle out. Maybe you want to straighten that left leg. And go ahead and play around with placement. So if you want to take the knee wide, Maybe you even want to grab onto the ankle or the outside arch of the foot, coming into a half happy baby here. So the flat foot will be flat to the ceiling. The knee is pressing down towards the ground. And this left leg can do whatever feels best for you. You could even play around with bringing the knee in, straightening the knee, taking the foot out. Awesome. Take the knee back into the chest, and then we'll release it down and bring the left knee into the chest, giving it a nice squeeze, rolling the ankle, point and flex the toes, just getting into those areas that might not get enough attention right now. Let's face it, most of our body probably doesn't get enough attention. So just be proud of taking this time today. Feel free to play around with placement or take that option of half happy baby. This is really just your time to explore movement and see what feels good and maybe what just needs some more time to heal. Left knee into the chest, give it a squeeze, and then release that foot down. We're going to take the hands again down to the diamond shape at the lower belly. Take a deep inhale in, and then as you exhale, you're going to squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the core. Notice that tightening underneath the palms, and then let the left knee just open to the side and use your core to bring it back in. Inhale, exhale, right knee opens up, squeeze the core, bring it back in. And left knee. And come up. Right knee. And up. One more time, both sides. And if you're not noticing much movement in the lower core yet, that's okay. This journey isn't going to be overnight. It's going to take some time. Just like your body took so long to change, it's going to take time for it to recover. And especially if you went through a cesarean birth, you're going to need a little extra time to allow your body to come back. You literally went through major abdominal surgery. So give yourself grace, allow yourself time to heal. All right, so we're going to come onto our sides. I just have my head resting in my hand here. You can take your hand back, grab onto your right ankle, and then press your hips towards the front of the mat. Should feel a nice stretch along the right hip flexor. And release that. We're going to take the right foot in front of the left leg, and then you can bring this left leg up or back and take your right hand, maybe press that knee open. Just finding where you can get a nice stretch without having too much movement in the ab area. All right, go ahead and release that, stacking the feet on top of each other. Feet will be in line with the hips, knees are bent. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, take that right hand down here. We're going to lift the feet up off the mat. So core is tight, pelvic floor is squeezing, supporting the core canister, lifting the ankles up, keeping the feet connected, and then release back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, release. Exhale. One more time. Good job. Go ahead and press yourself up to all fours. And we're going to do our TVAs, our breaths that are going to target the core and the pelvic floor and use the diaphragm to breathe properly. So keeping the torso in tabletop position, inhale, relax the belly down towards the ground, pelvic floor releases. As you exhale, I want you to lift the perineum towards the crown of the head, squeeze the lower abdomen, hip bones come together, all the way until the rib cage comes together. And inhale, relax the belly, relax the hips, relax the pelvic floor. Exhale, squeeze. Starting from the pelvic floor, moving all the way up. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. One more time. And we'll move right into cat-cow. So inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. If it feels good, you can lift the tailbone. Exhale, tuck the chin. Round the back, squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the core, rib cage comes together. Inhale, relax the belly, relax the pelvic floor, lift the gaze. Exhale, round and squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Coming to neutral, let's kick the feet off to the side. Come onto your side, taking your time, getting onto this other side here, placing your head in the hand, and go ahead and reach back, grab onto the ankle, and press the hips forward. Releasing the left leg, take it in front of the right. Using your right leg to deepen the stretch or lessen it, whatever feels best for you. You are the one who's going to know your body best. And if you had a pregnancy and you ended up with cesarean birth, I still recommend seeing a pelvic floor specialist because you can still have some stretch or looseness within the pelvic floor from carrying baby. Also could have some tightness within the pelvic floor. So knowing exactly where you at so that you can use the proper stretches and exercise to target and create a healthy and functioning pelvic floor is so important after having a baby. Go ahead and release that down. We're going to keep the feet stacked on top of each other. Hand is going to be right here, bracing yourself. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lift the feet towards the ceiling. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Good job. Great place to start. And then once you feel stronger, you can add on to that pose, bringing that into full clams. Press yourself up. Do one little stretch here to open up the chest, within the shoulders after having a baby, carrying around a new baby, or maybe you're nursing baby. So I'm tucking my toes and I'm sitting back onto my heels. Now, again, we're really focusing on those areas that might not get a lot of attention. So if this seems really intense for you, you can untuck your toes at any point. But if you can, just sit here and breathe into it for a few moments. Open up the back areas that maybe are really tight right now from sitting a lot with baby. And then go ahead and take your arms out wide. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to take the right arm underneath the left, wrapping the arms all the way around, taking eagle arms here. If you can't get the palms all the way around, you can take your back or your wrist to touch, or even take your forearms together. Take a deep inhale, drop the shoulders down, and then exhale, lift the palms to the ceiling and release the chin to the right shoulder. Now check in with the lower back, make sure you're not rounding. So tailbone and sit bone should be pointed down towards the ground. On your next inhale, take those arms out wide, head comes back to neutral. And exhale, left arm reaches underneath. Drop the shoulders. Inhale, lift the palms to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to the left shoulder. On your next inhale, head comes to neutral. Take those arms out wide, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then exhale, slowly take the hands down to the mat. Peel your toes off the mat. Just go ahead and give them a little tap, releasing any tension that was built up. And then go ahead and come to a seated position. We're just going to end in a little bit of meditation, taking this moment to reconnect to the body. A couple things you can do. You could take your hands to your solar plexus here, which is that flat part right below the rib cage above the belly button. This is in charge of our personal identity, our character, and it really can shrink as we give life to another being. Or you can take your hands down to the lower belly, maybe that incision area, and just taking a moment to connect to this space. Whatever it is, feel free to close your eyes or soften your gaze. And I just want you to notice what it feels like to hold whatever area you're holding here. Knowing whatever you feel is not wrong, it's not bad. It's just how you're feeling right now in this moment. And let's close our practice with taking a moment of cultivating gratitude for this body that allowed you the pregnancy, that carried the baby, and changed so gracefully for you. This body that was yours before you had the baby, while you were pregnant, and is still yours now. Grateful for all the changes that it's allowed you, the life that it's given you. And gratitude in all those little individual qualities that make you so special and unique. You can stay here as long as you would like. When you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open. And be proud of you for showing up on your mat today. Namaste.